Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay, so let's start with today's session, Gauss similarity. Okay, so we have been like discussing about different clustering techniques so far, and we have discussed about what is k-means and how it works in a previous session. So now we'll be like looking into Gauss similarity. It's one of the method to calculate the distance between the clusters. Okay, so in this method you'll be like calculating the distance, and then you'll be using the distance matrix in the algorithm to group your clusters. Okay, so this helps us to like deal with multiple data types in your data set. For example, imagine you have a data set with nominal variable, ordinal, ratio. So sometimes you don't know how to deal with them. So in that case, you have to go for the Gauss method. So first, we'll discuss what kind of distance measure should be followed if we have a categorical separately, ordinal separately, and ratio separately, and then we'll discuss how we can like deal with the mixed variable data types. Okay, so for this we'll be like discussing this with an example. Okay, so here in this example data set, I have four variables: object identifier, test one, so which is a categorical variable. I have like three different tests: code A, code B, and code C, and I have test two, which gives us the which is an ordinal variable, which gives us the values like excellent, fair, good. Okay, so they're just ordinal in nature. And I have a next variable test 3, which is of ratio scale, which has a continuous numbers. Okay, so for this we'll be like discussing how you can like calculate the similarity between the categorical variables. Okay, so we have like already discussed how we will be calculating the dissimilarity for a binary variable as well as for the interval variables in our previous sessions already. Okay, before the k-means itself we have already discussed this. Okay, so now let's deal with the categorical variables. Okay, so I have the variable test one. Okay, so here I'm like using the formula p minus m by p. Okay, so here m is the number of matches. I mean the data points which are in the same state. Okay, so here I have code A and code B. It is different, but code A and code C is different, but code A and code A is same. Okay, so so here we have only one data point which are the same state. Okay, you will measure that. Okay, P is the total number of variables. How many variables that you're dealing with? Here we are just taking only one variable. We are calculating the distance for only one variable. Okay, so here we have P as 1. Okay, so now we'll be like calculating the distance between the point 1 and point 2. So code A and code B, they are different. So the match is 0. So 0 minus 1 divided by 1. Sorry, 1 minus 0 divided by 1. So 1 by 1 is your 1. So distance between 1 and 2, it becomes 1. Because all this distance between the same point is 0. So we have like uh, d of 1 comma 1 is 0. D of 2 comma 1, it is 1. I have it here. P is 1 because the variable is 1. M, the match is 0. 1 minus 1 divided by P, which is 1. So 1. So I have the next variable 3 comma 1. So A comma code A and code C. Okay, so what happens here? It is different. So obviously it's going to be 1. Right? There's the previous one. It is also going to be 1. Okay, so here which is 4 comma 1, distance between the fourth point and the first point. So it's actually like it's similar, right? So M is going to be what? M is going to be 1 because the number of data points matches is 1, right? So it's 1. 1 minus 1 divided by 1. So it's going to be 0. So for, distance between 4 comma and 1 is 0. So that's how you fill the matrix, and this is our distance matrix. Okay, that's how we compute some dissimilarity between categorical variables. Okay, and for the ordinal variables, okay, so this is our ordinal variable test2. Okay, we have values like excellent, fair, and good. So we'll be like assigning the numeric variable to this so that we can able to compute the similarities. Okay, so we are like transforming it. So if we are assigning excellent equal to 1, fair equal to good, sorry, fair equal to 2, good is equal to 3. Okay, so in that case, so after assigning this, see here we are assigning this. Okay, and then we are using the formula z equal to r minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So here r is the current rank of the particular value, and mf is your maximum rank. Okay, so it's actually like we have to, before calculating, we are like trying to normalize. For that only we're using this variable, this formula. Okay, so first the ordinal variables has to be normalized before calculating the distance. So here we are normalizing using this z formula. Okay, so when we normalize, so this 1 will be like normalized to 0. I mean, this 1 will be normalized to 0. This 2 will be normalized to 0 0.5, and 3 will be normalized to 1. You can see it here. Okay. As I told you, 3, we had assigned values 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? And then we are calculating the Euclidean distance. So this becomes a value when you calculate the Euclidean distance between 1 comma 1 comma 0. Here the distance becomes 1, and you calculate the Euclidean distance between 0 and 0 0.5, which becomes 0 0.5. Okay, and it goes on. Okay, first you normalize using the formula r minus 1 by m minus 1, and then with the normalized values you will be calculating the Euclidean distance. Even before normalizing values, you're converting your categorical variables into numeric variables by assigning values to them. You first assign your values, you normalize, and then you calculate your Euclidean distance. But in the previous method, what we did, we just like used only one formula, p minus m by p, based on the matches. Okay, here it involves 3 different steps. Let's move on to the ratio variables. Okay, there are like 3 methods to calculate the dissimilarity between the ratio variables. First, you can just like treat it as the interval scale variables. We had some discussion on how it works, so you can use the same method. It works, but it's not a good method or usually used method to do that. So otherwise, what you can do is the second method is to apply logarithmic transformation. It's a widely used method. Okay, so you just apply logarithmic transformation for your values. Okay, and the third method is you treat them as a continuous ordinal data. I mean, and then treat their ranks as interval value. I mean, what you do, you take that as an ordinal data, and then don't normalize or do things as we did for the ordinal data before, but you just treat it as a interval value. Okay, so let's see like how it works when you take logarithmic transformation. Okay, so for this we'll be using a test 3. Okay, so you're taking a log of this. So we had like 445. When you take log of this, it becomes 2.65. Penny to 1.34. It goes on, and then you use this formula to calculate the distance. So what is the formula? It's x minus xif minus x jf divided by max of h into max of hf minus minimum h into xhf. When you like apply this formula, you will be getting this answer. So you compute this, and then you will be like getting the similarity matrix. So here, actually, like you can even like take do the direct method, but what happens is that when you take a block transformation, you're actually like reducing the magnitude of your variable so that the calculation becomes easy, so that you can like save computation power. So that's the real reason we're going for this logarithmic method. Okay. So hope you all like able to understand whatever that we have discussed so far. So let's deal with the variables of mixed data types. So I have summarized like how we have to like deal with the data types if it is of interval based, binary or categorical, if it is ordinal, ratio. Okay. So usually like what you can do, you can like calculate the similarities or distance matrix between each of this variable, and then you can like take an average of that. That's what we are going to do. But we are like assigning weights to that before we take the average. Okay. So here we have the dissimilarity matrix for the categorical variable test 1. This is the dissimilarity matrix for the ordinal variable test 2. This is the like dissimilarity matrix for our ratio data, which is in the which is the test 3. Okay. So here what do we do? For example, here I'm taking this 2 comma 1 in all these matrices, and I'm using it here 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 0.75. Okay. So here what we're doing, we are not even just summing it up, we are actually assigning weightage. Here the weightage that we assign, it actually depends on the nature of the data and then and according to the needs of the researcher. Okay. So here we are just like giving them an equal weightage. Okay. Okay. So here I'm assigning the equal weightage, and then I'm computing the average. Okay, that's how you create a what do you say, calculate this distance between the variables with different data types. I have some other example here. Okay, so usually in R you will be like using the DAISY function to calculate the Gowers measure. Okay. So what happens here is the output of this Gowers measure, the distance matrix, you cannot be using it directly in the k-means algorithm. Okay. So you can like after calculating Gowers measure, you can able to use that output in k-means algorithm as well as in hierarchical clustering, but you can't do that for k-means. Okay. So what happens here, if you're like you're going with the Gowers measure, you should always be going with algorithms uh, apart from k-means. Okay. So here I have variables budget, gross, duration, content, rating, color, aspect ratio, and face number in the poster. So here I'm taking all the variables, I'm taking the distance of all the variables as well as the budget, sorry, weightage. So here I have the budget variables, I'm taking the distance that we have calculated based on the nature of the variable. So here it has I'm assuming it as a continuous variable. So I have calculated the distance here, and I'm assigning the weightage. And for the duration, I'm calculating the distance, I am assigning the weightage. So for content, I calculate the distance and assigning the weightage. It goes on. Okay. So for calculating the distance between these two objects, this is object 1, first row is my object 1, second row is my object 2. So I have to use this formula. So imagine when you have like thousands of variables, you have to do it for take one variable, do it for the rest of the 999 data points. You take the second data point and do it with the rest of the 999 variables. Okay. So the computation is like really hard. Okay. Okay. So that's all I have for cover similarity. Hope you are able to like understand this better. Okay. So actually like this is the real formula or a concept of Weber similarity, but to understand this, you have to really understand what happens for categorical variables, ordinal and ratio data for binary variables, asymmetric binary, and symmetric binary, things like that. Okay. So I think I'll be like ending the meeting right now. Okay, guys. And then maybe I can like create one more meeting and then share it in the Google Classroom, and then you can try to join. Okay. And then I'll be like stopping my share now. Okay, I'll end the meeting and then host that one. So.
Okay, ma'am.